We're here today with Jill Briscoe, executive editor of Just Between Us magazine, author, speaker, and we're going to be talking about prayer that works. Love the quote from your book, Prayer That Works. It's better to be sleep deprived than God deprived. Can you talk about that, especially, again, in this world of busyness? I think back particularly when I had little children at foot and was just tired all the time, but the importance of keeping and maintaining your prayer life through those seasons of life.
Well, when you have bigger children, it's even more important.
Yes, I'm finding that out with adult children and teenagers.
But
you kind of go back to the sleep-deprived cycle of the toddler years.
You do, because you have to wait up till they come in at all hours of night,
Exactly.
etc. I thought that, actually. I was talking to a mother of college-age kids the other day, and I thought, this sounds so familiar.
It's like been down that road already.
Just been there, done that. I think it was in the context first, that phrase. I was teaching on fasting and prayer, and a lady came up to me and said, I can't fast. And I said, oh, do you have a medical condition? She said, no, it just gives me a headache. So I said, oh, so? I said, well, God wouldn't want me to do it if it gave me a headache. So I said, well, it doesn't say in the Bible when you fast, not if you don't have a headache. And I think we're too fond of ourselves. And one thing fasting does, which has nothing to do with the teaching on fasting, is it helps us discipline ourselves and say no to something. And it won't kill you for one meal or a lunch or a breakfast, etc. And those are the sort of disciplines. Paul said, I keep under my body. And we should not use fasting as a means to diet unless we're doing that under doctor's orders. But what I found was that, now this might sound weird, I'd like to ask a doctor about it. When I'm fasting, my mind is very sharp. And I have no idea if it's anything to do with the food situation at all. But because I'm hungry, maybe it's because I have to concentrate then on what I'm doing. Whereas if my stomach's full, I either want to go to sleep or...
Right.
But I don't know, and I am not the person to ask questions about fasting. But it does give you that chance to be food deprived in order to concentrate. And Jesus said, when you fast, not if you fast. He did expect us to do that. I heard about a lady that was struggling with... passing Starbucks every day to work, and she was also struggling with her weight. So she started praying, Lord, if there is a parking space, I'll know that you want me to go into Starbucks and have my breakfast, even though I've just had my breakfast. And so she said, I started to do this to help myself, that if there was a parking spot, I would stop, and if there wasn't. So she said the other day, the third time round the block, and I can't remember the rest of the sentence because I was just
astounded.
Astounded, right. And that's what we do with our food disciplines, our body disciplines. But in the end, whether you take a lunchtime instead of having lunch, meet with God, or a breakfast or whatever, it is a matter of being deprived of something you would be doing if you didn't pray. So it's a question of prioritizing in the end. What is most important? I'll tell you something that I have learned, just a little practical thing. My days are overfull. So there is nothing on my calendar of any space. And if there is, it's just immediately gobbled up.
You're called in the morning when you think you have a nice morning to yourself.
Yeah, that's right, like today. Well, that was my fault. But yes. And on the way here, 3 people put themselves on my agenda when I finished here. On the way, on my phone, okay? So that's my life. So many times, the only time I can meet with God is very late at night or very early in the morning. And so that's how you get sleep deprived. But I have learned
it's
sleep.
The cost of being intimate with Christ. I mean, really.
Well, it is sometimes for many people. And think about all the people, think about Haiti. Think about how many thousands of Christians there are there, which there are. When would they, in a day, ever be alone? When would they ever get time to have a nice, quiet time? We never realize, in America particularly, our homes are so huge compared to everybody else in the world. There's always somewhere we can go. And so, again, we come back to the discipline.
Well, thank you so much, Jill, especially in these times. Prayer that works is so important, and I know that you've encouraged our listeners today.
Thank you, Shelley.